Tell me. Okay. Okay. If at any point I know that all the students, they are not of at the same level, I'm not comparing and I'm not judgmental here. We all have our limitations, right? So if at any point you say that, okay, ma'am, this particular concept is not clear, you can just interrupt me. Okay, and you can raise your hand, you can interrupt me through chat also, that ma'am, please stop here, this concept is not clear, and just repeat it or just explain it in a simple language or in Hindi. Okay, and I am good to explain it again. You can ask me 100 times, you can ask me 200 times, I will repeat. Okay, so I don't want you to sit at your place with so many doubts in your mind. I want that all your concepts that I am explaining should be clear. Okay, so without wasting any time, let's start. Okay, so the name of the topic is programming in Python, and I'm going to cover the introduction, and you know my name already. Okay, so before jumping into the syntax of Python or what Python is all about, so if we talk about what is coding or programming, so we can say that we always have some problem to solve in our mind, right? So suppose if your teacher is giving you one problem, right? I'm giving a problem to Akash, right? To add two numbers. So it means I am giving one problem to solve. And what I want from you people, I want a solution to the problem, right? So we have a problem to solve and a solution to the problem is all we need. Okay, so if you are doing the addition, generally you can use a copy, you can use a pen, and you can solve the sums, right? But if you want to do the same problem through computer, right? So you need everything translated into a language the computer can understand. So what I am saying, that generally with the pen and paper, you can do any mathematical operation. But if you want to solve the same sum of addition or subtraction through computer, so you should know a language through which you can talk to your computer. Your computer will not understand your language. It doesn't understand Hindi. It even doesn't understand English or any other language, right? So you should work on a language. You should know a language that your computer should understand. Okay, so computer is a machine. This thing you know already, that stores information. Why we have our computer? Because we store our data into it. We have our different types of file, our word files, our audio files, our video files, our text files, right? So we have this to store the information. Don't do annotations, Abhishek. So a computer also moves, arranges, and controls the information. You know this thing? By moving here, I doesn't mean that it start walking. It will not walk. By moving, I mean that you change the location of your information. Firstly, your information was in D drive. Then you copy or cut paste it and store it in the C drive. It means it is moving your information. It also arranges it and it also controls the information. Right? So a program is a set of instructions. Abhishek Kumar, just turn off your video. Just wait. Okay, so what is a program? It is a detailed set of instructions, right? That tells a computer what to do with the data. Now you have data and what you want to do with that data, a program will tell you. Okay, so let's take a practical example here. So we have covered these things already. So what is this? This is a calculator. So anyone out of you can tell me that is it easy to do calculations with calculator or manually? My answer is it is easy to do calculations with calculator. What's your answer? Calculator, right? So don't you think that calculator is also a machine, a small machine? What do you give? You give it the input, you give it the numbers. For example, if I want to add 2 and 3, so I will give it 2, then I will press the button with plus sign on it, then I will press 3, so it will give me 5, right? So calculator is also a machine. So how you use calculator? This is how you use it. There are 2 numbers, you add it, and then it will give you the output. Okay, so if we talk about machine calculator, how it works, you give it the input, and we should know how to operate a machine, and every machine has its own way of operation, right? Now let's talk about computer. Computer is also a machine. How it works? It has its own language, right? And that language cannot be understandable by humans, right? Let me start it from here again. So every system has its own language. Similarly, computer has its own language. What we call our computer's language, it is known as machine language, right? So computers will not understand our language, and we people are not able to understand computer's language, right? So there is a gap between the two. Computers will not understand what we will say. I don't understand what computer will do. Then how we can talk to computers? Suppose I want to tell my computer to do something. How to tell? Anyone out of you can tell me how to talk to my computer? Okay, so I was talking about that there is a gap, right? So the language humans understand, computers will not understand. Similarly, the language computers understand, humans will not understand. How to cover that gap? Now, how can computers or humans, they can talk to each other, right? How can humans talk to computers? So by talking to, it means they are instructing the computers, they are telling computers to do something. Obviously, why we need to talk computers? We don't need to talk to computers unless we have some work for computers. We want to give some work to computers. We want to assign work to computers. Okay, so what is the answer? How we can instruct our computers? How we can give the directions to our computer to do something? So the answer is computer languages. Computer languages are the intermediators that act in between the human and the computers. So we humans write our instructions in the computer language form, and these computer languages are then automatically converted into machine languages when we compile and run our program. Okay, so these computer languages are actually solving our problem. So what computer languages you can learn? You can learn Java, you can learn C, C++. Python is the one we are learning now. There is Fortran, there is Basic, there is Lisp, Ruby, and there is a list, unended list. Oh, so generally, if we talk about Python language, I am coming to the Python language. So Python is actually a reptile. It's a breed of a reptile. It's a snake. Okay, so why your language, Python programming language, got this name Python? Every language got its name, and there is always some history behind every name that we got. There is always something, some special story behind the language name. Okay, so let's see what is the story behind this Python language. Okay. Okay, we are not talking about turtle here. Turtle is actually another module. Okay, so from where it gets the name Python? From where your language Python gets the name Python? Let's talk about it. Okay, so first of all, we need to learn who actually created Python. So what is that? The name is Guido van Rossum. So this is the person, and he was a Dutch programmer. So he belongs to Dutch land, and he made the Python in year 1991. It means he started creating it quite long back, right? But actually it is now in use more, because at that time C and C++ they were so powerful and they were so in demand that programmers never opted for a new language, for a fresh language, right? You all agree with me that everyone wants experienced language, right? Even if you go to apply for a job, no one will hire a fresher. Everyone wants a person who is experienced. Okay, so that is the thing that happened with Python. Although Python was there in market, but C and C++, they were so good, they were all around, that Python will not get a chance to flourish, to get into use. Okay, and now why he named it Python? At that time when he was creating it, he was on the winter vacation. You know that in foreign countries during Christmas there is a Christmas break, long Christmas break, that starts from 24th of December and goes all the way till New Year. They enjoy a long winter break. At that time, Guido van Rossum was sitting free at his home, and he was thinking of creating a language that should be very easy. Okay, and side by side he was watching a television show. What's the name of his favorite television show? There was a show, Monty Python's Flying Circus. Okay, the name of it was Monty Python's Flying Circus, and he was so impressed by this series that when he created his language, he named it after the name of Monty Python, that is Python. So why Python? First reason, the first and the foremost reason is it is easy to use. Okay, I will prefer the Android or Apple phone as compared to a phone with buttons. Why? Because Android, they are touch phones, Apple's phones, they are touch phones, and they are easy to use. They are easy to operate. So similarly, we human being always prefer those things which we will find easy to use. So that's one reason. Okay, I am getting one more message in the chat. Okay, good. Yeah, this is coming. So easy to learn. Easy to use means you are using it. You are writing the code. Easy to learn means you want to learn it for your lifetime. Okay, so if I tell you that, is it easy to learn ABC or is it easy to learn C++? So you will say ABC is easy to learn because it's very simple. So similarly, if I give you an example, is it easy to learn Python or is it easy to learn C++? So you will tell me by the end of this semester, ma'am, Python is comparatively very easy to learn because of its very minimal syntax. It has very short syntax. Yes, writing short code, less lines of code. Okay, easy to understand. Whatever you are doing in your life, if it has a logic with it, it will be easy to understand, right? You know why it rains? Because there is a logic, right? You know that why the fan is rotating? Because there is a logic. There is a machine inside it that is actually doing the motion, the rotation. So everything that happens, why the sun comes in the morning? Because after 24 hours it comes back, right? So everything in life has a logic. So if it has a logic that is easy, it will be easy to understand. Now this is something. Rohit Kumar, your video is on. Okay, I have stopped this video. Okay, so a long code of 1000 lines. So it is not about if you are writing a small program of plus doing addition. So in C++, what you have to do? You have to write hash include iostream.h. You have to write hash include conio.h. Then you have to write void main. Then you have to start first parenthesis. You have to start clear screen. Then you have to get the input for the first number, input for the second number. You have to add it. Then you do the cout. Then you close the bracket. So for writing a simple plus sum, you need almost 10 lines of code. Okay, but when you will be in a company, you will be in a job, they will give you projects, right? And those projects will have 1000 or 2000 or even 5000 lines of code. Okay, if you are doing it with C++, you have to write 5000, right? But if you are doing the same with the help of what, your Python, you have to write comparatively less lines of code. So here is a comparison. So if you are writing 1000 lines in C or C++, so it is equal to 10 lines of code in Python. Interesting, right? Okay. So all these perks. So by perks here, I mean the plus points, the advantages. Okay, so all these advantages, what are the advantages? Easy to use, easy to learn, easy to understand, and also less lines of code as compared to any other high level language like Java, C or C++. So all these advantages make it a great choice for beginners also, like you people who are learning it at first place, you are learning it fresh, and also for the experts. So it is very, very favorite for the beginners also and for the experts also. Alike means both have the same interest in Python because of all the advantages it brings to us. Okay, let's talk to Python. Okay, so from here, so here, let's start how interactive it is, how fast it is. So let's add something. So what is the value of 2 plus 3? That is 5. So I'm writing 2 plus 3 and the instant I press enter, I will get the output. Okay, so let's give it a big number like this. Oh, sorry, 456 plus 432. Okay, so you can do the subtraction also. 7 minus 3, 7 minus 8. You can give it a big expression also, like 7 plus 2 minus 1. Do division. 5 divided by 2, 2.5. 100 divided by 3, 33.3333. You can do the product also, right? So 7 multiplied by 2, 40. Okay, 6 plus 2 divided by 3. Okay, in case of C or C++, or even when you will learn Java, if you want to declare or initialize any variable, there is always a data type. Yes or no? Yes. Okay. So what do you mean by that data type? That is the type of the data. So if I am creating a variable A and I want that my A variable should store integer values, the numbers. So I will set the data type of that variable A to int. If I want that my A variable should store characters, so I set the data type of that variable A to character, right? Similarly, suppose I'm giving you one more example. In your computer also, there are folders. There is one folder which is named as music. right? So in your music folder, what kind of files you store in front of you? So previously, what we have done, I want to add two numbers. So I was directly giving the numbers 2 plus 3, and it was giving me the output. Now I am choosing the other way. What is the other way? I am taking variables to store the value. Okay, how? Let there is one A and the value of A is 2. Let there is B and the value of B is also suppose 3. So A has value 2, enter. B has value 3. Okay. Now you want to check what is the value of A, what is the value of B. How to do that? Just write A, enter. It will give you, it has value 2. You will write B, press enter. It will give you the value is 3. Now what I want to do? I want to do the addition. Okay. So how I can do the addition? A plus B. So listen very carefully. When I set the value of A to 2 and I press enter, I got nothing because no arithmetic operation was happening. Only assignment was happening. That's why after enter, I got nothing. I'm explaining it again. A equals to 5. So what is happening? Only assignment is happening. What assignment? Value 5 is being assigned to A. So when I press enter, I got nothing. Similarly, if I assign value 4 to B, I will get nothing. Okay. Now what I will do? I will do some mathematical operation that will give me the output. So A plus B. So what will be 5 plus 4? So you will get the value. There is other way out also, students. You can take a temporary variable C equals to A plus B. Tell me what is the value in C. Okay. Now when I press enter, I will not get the output because A and B is added and the value is assigned to C. So if I want to check the value, I have to write C. This is one way. Okay. What's the value of A? It's 2. B is 3. Okay. So other way is A equals to 5, B equals to 4, and you directly write A plus B. When a direct operation happens, no assignment happens, you press enter, you directly get the output. Okay. But if you write one more temporary variable C to store the sum, then you will not get the direct answer. In that case, you have to check the content of C. So if we write a simple program of hello world, so what we have to do? We have to include header files, we have to write void main and then bracket start and then print hello world, then we have to write get ch, then we have to close the bracket. Here what do? Here you just write print is the name of the function. So print is same like cout. There you use cout, here you use print, and whatever you want to print, that message you write in the brackets of print. Okay. So here in the double quotes, you can give hello world. Okay. And you can run it and it will print hello world for you. Okay. And one more important thing about it, that you can use both double quotes also and you can use single quotes also. Even then it will work. You can't use the mixture. Some people will say, okay, ma'am, what if we use one double quote and one single quote? You will get an error. Okay. So either you use both double quotes or you use both single quotes. Both will work. Okay. Where is the idle? So this is the idle. So here, if you want to do it in a file, see how I'm doing it. File. I am sharing the entire screen. No, let me share the entire screen. File, new file. Okay, this is my new file. Here I will print something, print, and then I will print hello world. Okay, I have to save it. How to save it? You have to press Ctrl S, or you can save it from here. File, save as. That's up to you. Okay, so let's save it on the desktop. So as it is a Python file, I'm giving it name, suppose 1, and its extension is .py. Like for C++, the extension was CPP. For C, the extension was .c. its extension is .py. So I have saved it. So can you see the name is here 1.py. 1 is the name of my file, py is the extension. Okay, so when I run it, I will get the output on the shell. Okay, I got the message that 1.py has been executed and the output is hello world. So this is the way. Okay, if you do any modifications in your file, suppose I simply press spaces, can you see a star appears before 1? It means your file is not saved. You have to press Ctrl S, star is gone, it means it is saved. You write something again, star will come, it means it is not saved. You have to again save it and you have to run it. Okay, now this file will remain with you throughout your life because you have saved it. Got it? And where it is, I suppose I have closed it by mistake. Now I want to open it again. So you have to go to file, you have to go to open, and on the desktop there is the file 1. You have to open it and it will come in front of you. You can run it again and it will run. Output will always come on the shell. You don't want to do it in the file, write directly here, print hello world in the shell. So what it will do in the next line, it will print hello world for you.